Hi everybody, this is the website boy from the websiteboy.com. And on this movie, we're going to be talking about variables, which are containers for holding or storing values. As the name mentions, these values can vary. So they kind of name the variables, they gave the variables a good name because they vary, right? And that's, I guess that's why they name it like that. So on this tutorial, I will show you how to declare one and how to use one. Actually, a couple of them. The C language deals with many different types of values. That's why a variable needs to be declared and specified a type. And it also must be given a name. All right. So just like the ones you see here, this type here is integer and the variable name is number. All right. In C, values or equations go on the right side of the assignment operator. All right. This is the assignment operator and they go here. Right? The value or the results is then assigned to the variable on the left right here. So right now we are assigning 10 to the variable number, which is an integer type. All right, and that's how we work with variables there. Now there are many different types for variables, right? So let me just give you a couple types here. First type, of course, is integer, and that deals with whole numbers like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so that's a type for a variable. Another type would be floats, and this will deal with 4.5, 6.4, and that will also include the negative, just like that for the whole numbers. Also for the integers, it would be -4, -5, -6. Those are integers. Floating would be -4.5, -20. Anything with a decimal point would be a floating number. All right, now we also have a character type. All right, C does not have a string uh, uh, in string type. They use a something called a character array, and I'll get into that later on. But just keep in mind there are other optional types which include double, all right, long, short, signed, and unsigned, I believe. All right, I'm actually sure, and as you can see, they change color when I actually use those. All right, so and float you use it with a lowercase. That's why it wasn't colored in the code editor. So make sure that you use lowercase when you are using types. All right, when you're declaring those types. And we already saw in the last movie how we use placeholders to actually output our variables in there. All right, so all we have to do is make sure that in your printf function here in the first string, first part of the string, formatted string, you put your placeholder, your appropriate placeholder, which in this case is for an integer, and I gave you the placeholder, the most common placeholder on the last video there. All right, so for a string it would be the percent %s. All right, if you are producing a string here like this, you change that for percent %s. All right, but in this case we are actually outputting a variable, an integer of a type integer, and we need to put a d, percent %d on it. All right, so now that I introduce you, we declare a variable and I show you how to use one on this tutorial. All right, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible and as short as possible so that way you can move on with your things. All right, anyway, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. It was a pleasure like always, and if this tutorial was able to show you something and you learned something new today, please like it, please favorite. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next tutorial.